What's up guys, my name is CD and in this video we are going to be talking about Modern Warfare and the full multiplayer reveal that happened today. So I'm home from work and I have a pretty good understanding of what happened today, and a ton did go down. So I believe there was about 30 or 36, something like that, streamers and influencers that kind of have a tie to Call of Duty actually played Modern Warfare's multiplayer. And these were actually a mixture of PC and PS4, I believe, players, which shows that this year we are going to have cross-play between, I believe, Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Over all modes. So that will be pretty crazy. We've never had that before in Call of Duty. Now this right here is not the only video I'm going to have coming out today. I'm going to have another video kind of going in more depth of some more miscellaneous things that we learned about today. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to check it out. It should be up at the same time this video is up. But in this video, real quick, I'm going to go through the full list of perks, weapons, and kill streaks that we now know are in Modern Warfare. So first up right here, let's go through the kill streaks. So at 3 kills, we have the personal radar or some sort of UAV, but instead of a UAV that kind of flies way up in the sky, it's a personal radar. So it's an escort drone that enables radar for the owner and pings nearby enemies. Now, I didn't hear more about this, but I believe this just enables radar for the owner. So it just enables it for me if I get it and not the rest of my team, which is a little interesting. Oh yeah, and before I just totally skip over this, these are kill streaks, not score streaks. So we're going back to just kills that count towards your kill streaks and not score. It got a little annoying getting like 7 kills for a UAV. But to continue on here, we have the counter UAV, and care package. So that UAV is the normal one there for the rest of your team. Then at 5 kills, we have cluster strikes, which I believe is kind of like a hellstorm, but you don't control it. Either throw smoke or use like a laser or something to tell that where to go. A cruise missile, control a long range cruise missile with boost capabilities. This kind of reminds me of like the Dart, if you guys know what the Dart is. And then precision airstrikes, call in twin jets for a precision strike along the best available path. Interesting. So at 7 kills here, they did talk about these a little bit, and I actually mentioned one of these in a previous video I had where they showed the infantry assault vehicle, which is literally a tank that once you get it, you can jump into it and blow stuff up. And one of the things that I mentioned was, I don't understand how this is going to work on smaller maps. Well, to answer our question, instead of that, you'll get the Wheelson, which is just a smaller remote controlled kind of tank with a turret on it. So that's pretty interesting. It depends on the map and the map size you're playing on which kill streak you'll get there if you have the infantry assault vehicle equipped. At 8, it's kind of cool to see the emergency airdrop coming back where you throw the smoke and you get 3 random care packages to you, which has been pretty interesting in the past because sometimes you can steal those from your opponents and get some crazy stuff. And now after this, we get into some crazy, at least they sound like crazy fun kill streaks. So we have the VTOL jet, which is literally the Harrier strike, releases an initial missile barrage and then guards the location of the player's choice. That's the Harrier strike. Then we get a chopper gunner. We all know what chopper gunner is. White phosphorus, which is like this flame thing that lands on the ground. I don't even know. I covered that in the other video as well. A support helicopter, which patrols around the map for you. Then we get to 12, we get a gunship, an advanced UAV, which they've skipped out in the past couple games. And then finally at 15, the Juggernaut, which just turns you into this insane beast with a minigun. It's crazy. And the list doesn't end there. So at the very end of the multiplayer trailer that they revealed today, there is a hint at a tactical nuke, which is great. It's always been kind of a secret kill streak in the game, but to have the nuke back at probably a 25 kill streak is going to be great for multiplayer. So moving on to the weapons here, I'm not going to go through every single one here. I'll have the list up on the screen. You guys can take a look. It seems very, very similar to what we've already talked about in either the leaked weapons video or the weapons video from the 2v2 gunfight stream that they did. So nothing's really jumping out at me that I see. There is only one sniper that maybe is a downside, but other than that, it looks like some decent weapons to play with. So next up is perks, but before I go into perks, I do want to mention one thing. The create a class system, you can call it, in Call of Duty is not the pick 10 system we've seen in the previous few games. In this system, you get a primary weapon, you get a secondary weapon. You can actually have up to 5 attachments on each weapon. Each player can then also have a tactical and a lethal. And of course, 3 perks. 1 perk 1, 1 perk 2, 1 perk 3. And yes, I did say 5 attachments for the primary and the secondary. And there's actually this new thing called the gunsmith, which they mentioned there's up to 60 attachments for one single weapon, which is insane. Thinking back to like previous Call of Duties, we had like, what, 7 or 8 attachments for one weapon? Now there's up to 60. And basically what you can do is you can customize your weapon literally any way, shape, form. Like one example that they had that was pretty cool is you can actually turn, let's say, the AK-47 into the AK-47U, which is like the submachine gun form of it, by using that gunsmith. So from what I'm seeing, there is a ton of possibilities, which seems really, really awesome. Obviously, I haven't gotten hands-on experience with it, so I don't know a ton about it, but I'm really looking forward to using that coming up here real soon. But let's jump into the perks here. So for perk 1, we have double time, which triples the duration of super sprint and fully refreshes super sprint on kills. So obviously run and gun, this seems like submachine gun or a shotgun class would use that. Next up is EOD, take reduced damage from non-killstreaks explosives and fire, hack enemy claymores, proximity mines, and C4. So this is kind of like a flak jacket variant almost a little bit. Next up we have scavenger. Everybody should know what scavenger is if you played Call of Duty before. And after that we have tracker, which we've seen before. And then finally we have tune up, which increases the charger rate of field upgrades by 50%. So field upgrades are something else you can equip onto your character. I don't know all the possibilities for field upgrades, but they did seem pretty interesting, so I don't know how strong this perk would actually be for you. Moving on to perk 2, we have Ghost. Everybody should know what Ghost is. Hardline we've seen before many times. Kill chain, which is pretty interesting. Kill streaks earned in your current life earn kill credit for other kill streaks. Next up, overkill. We should all know what that one is. 2 primary weapons. And then restock, it recharges your equipment over 30 seconds. I don't know if that means 30 seconds quicker or it only takes 30 seconds. I'm not sure. And then finally here, perk 3, we have amped. So faster weapon swap and rocket launcher reload speed, interesting. Battle hardened reduces the strength of enemy flash stun EMPs. That's kind of like tac mask a little bit. Cold blooded, so different than ghost, interesting. So like chopper gunners and stuff wouldn't be able to see you with cold blooded, but if you had ghost, they would. Okay, I like how they split that up there. Next up, high alert. Your vision pulses when enemies outside of your view see you. So people are behind you or to your sides, you'll have like a sixth sense and be able to know that they're looking at you. Next up, shrapnel, spawn with an extra piece of lethal equipment. Explosive damage delays enemy health regeneration. So grenades may be a little bit more viable. And then finally, spotter. See enemy equipment, field upgrades, and kill streaks through walls. Mark them for your team by looking at them while aiming down sights. Okay. So that's kind of like a, I can't think of the perk name, but we've had a similar perk like that before. So that is it, the perks, weapons, and kill streaks for Call of Duty Modern Warfare multiplayer. It looks like a pretty fun game. I cannot wait to get my hands on the game, play for myself. The feeling of a new Call of Duty coming out is a great feeling. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please click that like button down below. Sub if you guys have not already, and we'll see you guys later.